Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Wednesday, 28th of February 2024. This day is celebrated as National Science Day. National Science Day is celebrated every year on February 28 to commemorate the discovery of Raman effect and to raise the awareness about the importance of science and its role in improving the lives of people. Starting the newspaper analyst with the newspaper, The Hindu states that for IAF pilots named as possible Gaganyaan crew. Announcement was made in the presence of Prime Minister Modi at Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. They have been undergoing a training in Russia and ISRO astronaut training facility in Bengaluru. Gaganyaan astronaut designates a group captain Prashnath Balakrishnan Nair, group captain Ajit Krishnan, group captain Agnad Pratap and Wing Commander Subhashu Shukla received astronaut wings from Prime Minister Narendra Modi on February 27, 2024. India on Tuesday announced the names of the 4 astronaut designated for the Gaganyaan human space flight mission planned for launch in 2025. The names of the Indian Air Force pilots: Group Captain Prasant Balakrishnan Nair, Group Captain Ajit Krishnan, Group Captain Angam Pratap, and Wing Commander Subhashu Shukla were revealed for the first time in the presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his visit to the Vikram Sarabhai Space Center VSSC in Thiruvananthapuram. The Hindu newspaper also states that India is proud to have been a friend partner in the liberation war of Bangladesh. President Murmu. President Draupadi Murmu on February 27 said that India is proud to have been a friend and partner in the liberation war of Bangladesh and continues to share the development journey with the neighboring nation. India takes the highest priority of its friendship with Bangladesh, said President Draupadi Murmu. President Draupadi Murmu meets with the delegation members from Bangladesh at Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi on February 27. The Hindu newspaper also states that Biden urges Congress to avoid a government shutdown, send urgent aid to Ukraine and Israel. A government shutdown would damage the economy significantly. We need a bipartisan solution, said President Joe Biden. United States President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris meet with the House Speaker Mike Johnson, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer in the Oval Office at the White House in the Washington, United States, February 27, 2024. United States President Joe Biden implored the top 4 leaders of Congress on February 27 to act quickly to avoid a looming government shutdown early next month and to pass emergency aid for Ukraine and Israel, as a legislative logjam in the GOP-led House showed no signs of abating. What does the Hindustan Times newspaper states that Delhi veil the Delhi style. Typical Delhi aesthetics, some might say. 2 years coexisting side by side. One belongs to the 17th century, one belongs to our time. One is of red sandstone and other of smooth metal. One is a tower topped with a small dome, the other is pole topped with the nice lamps. A highest mast light near the Jama Masjid. Hindustan Times also states that it has become too difficult now. Hockey India's long-serving CEO Elena Norman resigns. Elena Norman resigns as CEO of Hockey India after nearly 13-year tenure. Following a 13-year stint, Hockey India's first Chief Executive Officer Elena Norman resigned on Tuesday owing to Federation politics. Of course, it is disappointing and sad, but it has become too difficult for me to continue now. It is a good time to move on, said the Australian. It has been reliably learned that Norman did not receive her salary already reduced last year for the last 3 months and only got it last week after she sent a legal notice Following the notice and Hockey International's legal counsel stepping in, the NSF finally released her remuneration. During her tenure, Hockey International also hosted the multiple events like Champions Trophy and World League finals in 2015 and 2017, Olympic qualifiers in 2019 and 2024, as well as Pro League. Norman was also at the forefront of bringing women's hockey to limelight, providing them equal facilities as men, including cash awards recognizing as standout performances in international events through Hockey International Annual Awards. She was particularly instrumental in the success of women's team that qualified for Rio 2016, a first Olympic qualification in 36 years. Sometimes also states that consensus eludes farm unions after multiple rounds of unity talks. Despite multiple rounds of talks, the farm unions factions have not been able to bury their difference and come together on a common platform. A former leader, Sarwan Singh Pandhar, speaking to the media at the Shambu border, Pandhar said 13 meetings were held with the SKM and its constituents over the issue of the march. When we felt that their positions were not clear, then we held talks in other states, and many organizations supported us for the Delhi Chalo call, said Pandhar. In all these meetings, we told them everything in detail and requested them to join the movement. Therefore, their claim that we did not talk to them and did not invite them to come along is completely false and baseless, Pandhar said. Going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, current approaches for addressing overfishing flavored India at the World Trade Organization. This came during the World Trade Organization negotiation session on fisheries subsidies in the ongoing Abu Dhabi Ministerial Conference 13. Ministry of Commerce and Industry said in a statement, India said that the members should not lose sight of the harmful effects of subsidies for large-scale fishing on the sustainable fishing and management of marine resources. India explained that our current approach for addressing overcapacity and overfishing (OCOF) is deeply flawed, the ministry said. Industry should align with India's development goals, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. Speaking at a FICCI National Conclave on Viksit Bharat 2047, Viksit Bharat and Industry Sitharaman said the next generation reforms will be on top of the agenda of the government, including reforms for all factors of production, land, labor and capital, along with the digital infrastructure. The industry should align with the country's development interests for the global to make India a developed nation by 2047, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said on Tuesday. Supreme Court observations on ads by promoter group won't affect business operations. Patanjali Foods out of 73.82% promoter stake. Patanjali Ayurveda has 32.37% stake. Earlier in the day of the Supreme Court said the entire country has been taken for a ride as it restrained till further orders Patanjali Ayurveda from the advertising or branding products meant for treating disease. Going towards the world news, including 1/4 of Gaza's people one step away from the famine, says United Nations. Odysseus moonlander still operational in final hours before the battery dies. Biden to meet with Teamsters Union seeking re-election endorsement. Gaza's warring enemies cautions over trust talks after Biden says deal nearing. Arctic doomsday wallet gets a record batch of crop seeds. United States sanctions Iranian deputy commander, Houthi member, and ships that transport the Iranian oil. Going towards science and technology, this cannibal star has a metal scar. Scientists discovered a metal scar on a star that could be used to identify white dwarfs that are cannibals eating up the planets and asteroids that it was born with. Artist's impression of WD 0816310, a magnetic white dwarf with a metal scar. From the tech news, OTT streaming at all-time high, 707 million Indians engaged in 2023 report. Notably, rural India has emerged as the driving force behind these use cases. According to the report, India's internet user base crossed 820 million last year. Amid announcement of names by Prime Minister Modi for Gaganyaan mission, here is how far ISRO work has progressed. The Indian Space Research Organization's heavy lift launcher, the LVM rocket, has been identified as the launch vehicle to be used during the Gaganyaan missions. Last week, the Indian Space Research Organization successfully tested the human readiness of the cryogenic engine, which will be used on the LVM-3 vehicles for all Gaganyaan mission. Now going towards the summit, Gujarat Global Summit 2024, which was held by Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav India United Arab Emirates Business Summit held as a part of the vibrant Gujarat Global Summit 2024 to strengthen bilateral ties. UAE India CEPA Council website launched at a summit report on CIR India United Arab Emirates startup initiative titled Unlocking Opportunities. India United Arab Emirates Startup Ecosystem Convergence also launched. Bilateral trade increased by 15% since the entry into the force of India United Arab Emirates CEPA. Posted on 11 January 2024. The India United Arab Emirates Business Summit was held on 10th of January 2024 to strengthen bilateral ties between India and the United Arab Emirates as a part of the vibrant Gujarat Global Summit. At last, this is a famous quotation said by Jawaharlal Nehru, whose birth anniversary is 14 November 1889 up 27th of May to 1964. Was an Indian anti-colonial nationalist, statesman, secular humanist, social democrat, and author who was a central figure in India during the middle of 20th century. Nehru was a principal leader of the Indian nationalist movement in 1930 and 1940s. Upon India's independence in 1947, he served as the country's first prime minister for 16 years. Nehru promoted parliamentary democracy, secularism, and science and technology during the 1950s, powerfully influencing India's arc as a modern nation. In international affairs, he treated India clear of two blocks of the Cold War. A well-regarded author, his books written in prison, such as Letters from the Father to His Daughter and Autobiography in 1936, The Discovery of India 1946, have been read around the world. At last, he says a famous quotation says that children are like birds in a garden and should be carefully and lovingly nurtured, as they are the future of the nation and the citizens of tomorrow. Okay, thank you.